we've waited 35 years for this sequel. That's probably about as long as you've waited for me to do this goddamn review. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Blade Runner 2049. So Blade Runner 2049 stars Ryan Gosling, and the trailers and the marketing for this movie has kind of kept the plot very vague, and even the director himself, Denis Villeneuve, has really kept this plot very vague. So I'm going to try my plot synopsis to keep it as vague as possible. So here we go. So basically what the movie is about, it's about Agent K, and what happens is he discovers some secrets from the past. And it kind of leads him into some things. That's really the best I can do with the plot and not giving anything away, honestly. So, yeah. So what did I think of Blade Runner 2049? Now, going into this movie, I was very excited. I liked a lot of the trailers to the movie. I thought it looked visually stunning. I could not wait to see what they were going to do with this film. And plus, I did really love the original Blade Runner a lot. So, I was excited. I couldn't wait to see what they could do with Blade Runner 2049. And I gotta say, I liked it a lot. It's a really solid film. I do think Blade Runner 2049 is a really good movie. Now, I didn't love it. I didn't think it's a masterpiece or a perfect film, but I still liked it. Still a really good movie. I still think it is a very solid sci-fi film. Would I call it one of the best sci-fi movies ever made? No. But would I call it a very solid movie? Absolutely. It's a really good movie. I did quite enjoy Blade Runner 2049 a lot. So let's get into my positives with the film. And my positives are, first being the acting. The acting is really good in this movie. I thought everyone did a pretty great job in the movie, honestly. I thought the acting was honestly really good in this film. Ryan Gosling as K, he was great. I really enjoyed him a lot. He, of course he's the main character, but he really is the main focus point of this movie, with all these other kind of big actors in this movie with him. The story really does focus on him a lot, and which I think is really great. I really like that a lot. Making you really care for his character, and Ryan Gosling gives a really fantastic performance in the film. I thought he was really great in the movie. He did do a good job. It made me really care for his character of K, and he was great. I thought Ryan Gosling gave a really great performance in the film. I did enjoy him as K. He really did give a really solid performance to me, and made me really care for his character. Harrison Ford was really good too. I did enjoy him in the movie. He was very good in my opinion. He did do a great job. Ana de Armas, I believe that's how you say her name. Listen, I'm terrible with names, people, but she's actually really good too, which really surprised me, honestly, because she was in a little film that I saw 2 years ago called Knock Knock, and kind of scarred me for life. But here, she is actually really good, and actually gives a pretty solid performance in the film, and made me really care for her character. Honestly, I actually did enjoy her a lot in the film, and she was really good. I did really like her in this movie, and she did give a very nice performance in my opinion. Jared Leto is really solid too, although not in the film all that much. But, when he is there, he is great in the movie. I did enjoy him in the film. He was very good. Robin Wright is even in the movie too, and she was really good too. I did like her in the film. And, Dave Bautista, who, just like Jared Leto, is not really in the movie all that much, but when he's there, he's great. I did enjoy him in the movie too, He was very good in my eyes. So yeah, the acting overall is really good. I thought, for the most part, really, everyone gave a really great performance in the film, and they were really good. Like I said, this movie is a very character-driven story. And it was really good. I really liked that. And, kind of like with the first Blade Runner, very character-driven. And it's really good. Like, I really like that about this movie. You know, it really focuses on, you know, Ryan Gosling's character Kay, and it was great. Like, I really loved that a lot about with this movie, and I was very invested with his story, and he was very, you know, he was a great character, and I was invested with that story. And for the most part, really, the story is really good and really investive, and I was interested to see what will happen next. Next up is the action. The action is great. When it is there, it is fantastic. For the most part, really, I do think it's very well filmed, very well choreographed. You know, it is very good. I did like the action a lot in this movie. When it does indeed happen, it is very good in my opinion. I did like that a lot about this movie. The action is really good. The music is great. I love the soundtrack to this film. The score with this movie is very great. I believe Hans Zimmer did the score for this movie, and it is beautiful. My God Almighty, is it great. I love the score with this film. I love the music. It fits so perfectly with this film. I love the music with this movie, and really does a great job. Like, I really love the music with this movie. Really fits with the movie perfectly, and the tone and the scenes that it's in, it's great. I love the music with the film. It really does fit the tone so well with this film. It really does. I love the music a lot. The writing is really good too. I thought the writing was very solid with the film. It is very well written, and the dialogue is really good with the characters. Like, I really thought a lot of the dialogue was really solid with the film. So yeah, the writing is really good with this movie. The directing is great. I do think this movie is very well directed. It does have some fantastic directing to it. I do love the directing with this film. It's very, very phenomenal. Like, it's very well shot, very well edited. Cinematography is really good as well. The cinematography, my God Almighty, is it beautiful. I love the cinematography to this movie. It is so beautiful to look at. Seriously, the cinematography, mwah, beautiful. Love it. It's so, so great. I love the cinematography with this movie. It's so beautiful to look at. And just the way Denis Villeneuve really directs this movie is really great. Just the way that he embodies you into this world and really, captures you into this world is great. Like, I love that a lot about Blade Runner 2049 and his directing with it, is that he really encaptures you into this world and really makes you feel like you are in the world of Blade Runner. And I do love that, and he does a phenomenal job with that in this movie. And before I talk about that, the visuals, phenomenal. I love the visuals. It is so visually beautiful, this movie. It is so visually stunning. I love the visuals with this film. It is so visually stunning. It really is. The visuals are so incredible to look at, and its depiction of, this world and everything is great. I love the visuals with this film. Definitely the best visuals I think I've seen all year, to be honest. This, actually, you know what? This and War are going at it, honestly, because, man, does it just look incredible, these visuals. I love the visual effects with this movie. And I did think the movie did move at a nice, natural pace for the most part, honestly. I did think so. For a movie that's 2 hours and 44 minutes, it does move at a nice, natural pace. I did like the pacing with this movie, For the most part, I was really invested into the story, and I really did like it a lot. Like, it really was good in my eyes. I really did think the pacing was pretty solid for the most part, honestly. Now, there are some negatives I do have with Blade Runner 2049, and those negatives are, first being, now, I can't really say too much about this character, but I will say this. She's kind of a villain. Like, she's kind of like a villain in the film. And, honestly, her acting was really not that great. Like, she did not come off as intimidating to me. It could have been more over the top or just overreaching it way too much. Like, there's some points where she has to, like, be aggressive and, yell a lot, and it's just almost like laughable to watch, honestly. I really didn't take her seriously as a villain, honestly, and she just wasn't that great. I really was like, how am I supposed to be intimidated by this person if, like, her acting is kind of laughable. Like, she was by far the worst actor in the film. Everyone else is, like, giving great performances, and then there's her where she's just overacting so badly, honestly. So, yeah, she wasn't really all that great, and kind of didn't really find her intimidating all that much as a villain, because just her acting was so over the top, honestly. And the movie does the movie does get slow, honestly. There are times in this film where I do honestly feel the running time. I do feel like it is slow at times in the film. I'm just like, okay, you can pick it up. Come on, let's try to pick up the pace a bit. You know, for the most part, like I said, I did like the pacing. I did think it did move at a nice natural pace, but there are points in the film where I was just like, okay, speed it up a bit. Kind of, you know, kind of keep it along, keep it going, you know. There are some moments where it just kind of drags a bit, and I was like, okay, kind of just speed it up a bit. But that's only some moments in the film. Like I said, for the most part, I did think the movie did move at a nice natural pace. But like I said, there are some times in the film where I did feel the running time. I did think it could have moved just a little bit, you know, a little bit faster, honestly. You know, kind of drags a little bit too much at times. There are some points in the film where it does kind of drag. And lastly, I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me. I'm not so sure if a lot of people are going to agree with me on this, but the finale is kind of sloppily done to me. The finale, it's just like, it's not that well. Like, it's not awful or anything. It could have been done so much better to me. Like, just the way that they kind of go into it, and the way that they just go into the finale and crap, like, it just could have been done so much better, and the way that the finale is just kind of done is really sloppy to me. Like, I really thought just the directing with it, and, you know, like, there's an action sequence that kind of goes down into the finale, and it's just not that well filmed, and I was just like, man, like, this is not that great, honestly. Like I said, it's not a terrible finale, but it could have been done so much better to me. Like, I really do think the finale to the film could have been done so much better. Like, I felt like they just kind of went to it way too quickly, and it's just kind of like they just rushed it a bit, honestly, at times. It just wasn't that great, and it could have been done a lot better, and I just really felt like the finale was kind of poorly done. Like I said, not awful, but it just could have been done so much better to me. But overall, I did really like Blade Runner 2049. It's not one of my favorites of the year or anything, but I do think it is a solid film, and I did like it a lot. So it's time for my official grade on Blade Runner 2049, and my official grade on Blade Runner 2049 is a B+. It's a really good movie. Like I said, I liked it a lot. It's a very solid film, and I do see myself coming back to it, but, you know, there are some issues to me that really kind of take it down from being a masterpiece or anything like that, but it is a solid film. Like I said, I did enjoy it a lot. It is a very good movie in my opinion. I do think the original is better, honestly, but I did like this film a lot. It is a very good movie, so definitely deserves a B+. So, if you have seen Blade Runner 2049, what did you think of it? Leave in the comment section below, and I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you about later. Peace.